Hi, welcome to Dice Control Dojo. I'm Phil and I practice every day. Share my tips so we can all get better at the casino. Today I'm talking about my series about the end of the table craps as we know it. And I want to talk today about the dealers. Let me first start off that there is nothing harder than being a craps dealer. The payouts are extremely hard. Dealing with 7 people per one dealer per 7 people on either side is very hard. Paying out all those payouts, so hard compared to all those other uh, games. This one's the hardest, which leads us to it's hard to get a dealer to do this. So when they do learn it and they come here, it's important for us to help them to build this and promote this wonderful game. We want there to be 4 employed casino people at this table at all times. I'd like 4, 8, 12. I'd like 12 people. I'd like 3 or 4 tables. And what can we do to help the dealers? One, we need to be nice. We need to be nice to these. These guys took a course, they're training, their payouts may be wrong. It's okay. Just make sure you should know what your payout is. And if you don't get the right payout, just talk about it. We don't have to get angry. We get a lot of people that are mad. I try and just do the dumbfounded look like, hey, I thought I got $21 on that. Can you check that? And before you take it back, make sure you know what you're racking. Don't rack it and then say it. And there's a lot of people that make mistakes. This is a complicated game, and you have a box guy that maybe having to train one. You may have somebody that is just learning it. You want them inviting. You want those dealers. You want top-notch dealers. The more they're on the table and the more they're working this, the better they'll be, the better it'll be for us. And once they learn the game, then they're able to teach the game and be more of a positive influence in the game. So we want to make sure that we're nice to these dealers. They are dealing with tips that they're barely getting. They're under a lot of pressure to have these payouts right. They're being watched at all times. So it's not an easy gig, and it's hard to find really good ones, right? So we have to have a extra passion for making sure that we're promoting these dealers and letting them know that, we're here to help you promote the game. And that goes with a lot of stuff. Being nice to them, but also if you're dealers, and I'm going to call the dealers out too, you need to be nice too. You need to be inviting to new people that show up. Hey, you want to sit in here? We have an open seat. I love the dealers that are very inviting and be like that. And I appreciate that they're open and friendly and nice. And when they're talking to you, now, most dealers get burnt. There are people that don't want to talk. They're grumpy. They're miserable. They're losing money. And there are dealers that just have been burnt so much that they have this thing that they just talk to themselves. Nothing irritates me more than when they're having a whole conversation on what's going on when we're trying to play, about somebody's, lawnmower not working yesterday or something like that. It's one thing if they involve everybody, but it's usually not. It's usually a talk across to the stick. And I know you're there all day, and I know it's hard, and none of these people are actually talking to you. So how about as a group, a collective group, whether you're a dice controller or a regular person, that we be nice to these people, because they're people, and have a good time when we're there. I don't want to come to a table and not have a good time. And I would love to have a nice relationship with the dealers and the people around me and make it more of a group setting. So when we win, we all win and everybody gets some profits out of that, including them. Because if we win, we're going to tip more. So why wouldn't you want us to win, right? It's more beneficial for them if I hit a horn high yo and I have $1 on there for the team and they make $30. Why would you not want that? So this is an agonizing job, something I could never do. I can barely figure out the payouts on my own, and that's sad on me. But to have these guys having to pay out for 6 different people, all the different bets, it's impossible. It's hard. I don't know how they do it, and I cheer them. But I want to save their jobs, because if you don't have these tables, that's 4 less people they need to put on the floor, right? So I want to have more tables, so they have to have more craps tables, so they have more dealers. And if you read that article I talked about 4 videos ago, it talks about what a specific line on what the dealers need to do. But it's just for them to be nice, for them to be inviting, for them to invite the people in and be uh, have a nice energy and kind of do a basic teaching. You don't have to explain the whole game to every single person that walks up, but you also can't just say, well, it's a tough game, it's very complicated, I can't explain it to you. You have to be able to invite people in. The more people that learn this game, the more they'll fall in love with it. And it's important for you as dealers to kind of take onus on yourselves and monitor yourselves that you are the ambassador. We're trying to be ambassadors on videos and on when we're at the taking courses. We're trying to bring people in as dice influencers. As a dealer, you need to bring everybody in that's just a random person that wants to understand the game. They're coming up to the table, they're looking at it weird, they're talking to their friends about it, they're not quite sure. That's an opportunity for you to say, hey, do you want to sit on here? We can go over it. Why don't you just stand at the table? I'll explain a little bit as we're paying out, and we'll maybe you could put a couple bets in and we'll see how you do. Those are the things. So many times you see those people, you'll have the 4 guys, right? The 3 in the behind, the 1 in the front. He's got some chips from probably blackjack or something, and he's coming sneaking in, and he's looking, he kind of thinks he knows what he's doing. He knows the basic strategy, maybe, but he's still scared to be in. Well, as a regular throwers, as dice control throwers, and as dealers, as a group, we need to invite them in. Also, too, for dealers, I beg of you to teach them etiquette in a nice way. Hey, sir, we want to keep your hands back. I know it's a random thing, but we don't want anything bouncing off your fingers. Sir, if you want to put in a bet, let's just wait until the point is established, and then before, when the point is done, then you can buy in. I know that the casinos don't want that. They want that money right away, and it may be our regular players to talk to them about that. But also, too, doesn't mean they can't stand here and say, hey, just wait for them to throw in before you put the money in. We need to invite more people in, and the dealers are the key to this. They're the ones that have this energy. At my local casino, there's one dealer that's fantastic. She's my favorite. She recognizes me. She says, hello, how you doing? Oh my God, and she knows my bets. Hey, you forgot to put one on the 5 there. Do you want that on there, or you want odds on there? And I'm like, I love it. We have favorite ones when we're in Vegas. We talk to the same ones in Atlantic City. And if you get a good dealer, oh, the energy is so much different. And you're not going to get that all the time, right? You have people that are probably blackjack dealers that had to fill in over here, and they're not quite up to par with the craps, so they're not as inviting. They may not be in a good mood either. But we need to make sure that we keep this energy high, and when we're doing well, salute it, invite people in. We need the dealers to do that and have them be in charge of the etiquette. And lastly, we know we have to hit the back wall. Dice influencers. if you could give us a break. We're trying to be the ambassador of this sport. We're the ones that are going to bring people in through video. We're bringing them in through seminars and conferences. We're the ones talking this sport up each and every day through podcasts and stuff. So as a casino, you'd think you'd want us helping to promote that. So when we get here, it's just let us be. As long as we're not breaking any rules, let us throw and do the best we can so that I can get off of this video when I go to Vegas and I come back and I can show my winnings. That's going to maybe draw 4 people. That's keeping your job here for another year, maybe, if I can get 4 or 5 people on those tables. So as dealers, I'm looking for you to be more inviting, to be nice, keep the chit chat to a group versus just you and one other person at the table, and make sure you're being politely good with etiquette, making sure everybody understands what the etiquette is so that the regular throwers don't have to monitor that as much. You're large and in charge. Everybody's going to listen to you or the box. So we want to make sure that everybody's having fun. So I hope this random thoughts coming out of my head made a lot of sense. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. And obviously, I'm going to hear a lot from dealers, but I want to know I appreciate you. I understand it's the toughest job I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of jobs. So I appreciate you. I hope to tip you quite a bit, and I hope to throw for a long, long time so I can tip you a ton of money.